Hey there. So people have been writing me since I posted the linear form. The small gate have been asking about palm changes. So I thought I would start getting into that stuff. Now that we've got a lot of the Fujigongfa, I'm going to continue filming those as well. And they'll be in the online course, all of the 8 small palms. So the cheng palm change one is the one I'm going to do today. I'll also probably be doing the Xian, the 80 Mortals Bagua style as well, which is mainly like a cheng derivative. But the thing here that, palm change one's very simple. It's heaven gua, okay? And heaven is the 3 yang lines if you don't have that together yet. And basically what that kind of implies is that the body is very forceful and it's smashing through things. So heaven gua is the kind of strategy you would use against an opponent that you know you're more powerful than. They simply can't deal with you, so you just blast them, right? They can't stop you. So I'm walking my circle. So as a cheng stylist, we're doing all of our mud stepping and things like that. Make sure you can kind of see my body here. And I mean, green dragon extends the claws. So I'm getting that torso wrapping power. My rear hand is reaching towards the center of the circle. In this case, I'm using the camera, right? So I've got a lot of torque coming through here towards you. And then the lead hand also pushing as I drop my shoulder and get, not tension, but engagement throughout my back. Now, for palm change one, so we're assuming I'm walking. My left foot, in this case, I know you can't really see my feet here, I'll maybe back up in a second, is going to do a toe-in step. So I step forward, I toe that left foot in. Now, dantian moves, followed by tanzhong, and I turn towards my left, and rotate the palms. So realistically, all I'm actually doing if I cut this down is rotating my hands, and then turning dantian and following it with tanzhong. Okay? This is not like a hand movement. That's the thing you have to remember. In all the internals, very little hand movement, mainly rotation of the arm. So I'm walking, I take my toe-in step, my palms rotate, dantian turns left, tanzhong turns left, and I come across. So you can think of this like as a chopping kind of motion. A lot of applications for this, especially because it's a cheng style, is to do throws, right? So I've invaded their space and I'm torquing them over my leg. Now what I'm going to do is my weight is still on my right leg here, right? Because I made my step. I'm going to turn, because my left foot's toed in, I'm going to turn to my right, bring my weight to my left, open my right foot. And then dantian turns to the right, tanzhong turns to the right, and I do a mud palm. So this is the same as the mud palms that we saw in the Fujigongfa, okay? Those 8 Fujigongfa basically are everything in the system, just kind of condensed. So those are my first 2 steps. So I'm walking, left foot toes in. Hands rotate, dantian turns left. Hands begin to rotate again, dantian begins to turn right. Weight shifts to my left foot. My right foot opens, mud palm. Third posture is to go into hide the flower into the leaf. So now my left foot again takes a step forward, toed in, and my weight is on my right leg here. I turn into the hide the flower into the leaf posture, and again out of the Fujigongfa, from here I'm going to do sparrowhawk flies and falls. So I'm going to move the torso, reach through with my left palm, and then unwind my torso. So this is basically an axle above my head. And then I'll drop. Sometimes that's also referred to as rise, drill, overturn, and fall. Okay? And that's actually the whole change. It's a very simple change. So I'm on my right hand here. Most people are right-handed, so I'm walking. My left foot toes in. Dantian goes left. My dantian turns right. My right foot opens. Mud palm. My left foot steps forward, toes in. My weight stays on my right leg. And I turn for hide the flower into the leaf. Sparrowhawk flies and falls. I come up, create the axillar force above my body, unwind the whole torso, dantian and tanzhong, and then compress back here. And then to go back into the circle, you've just got to release your left leg so that you've got a nice straight step to start again. Okay? So the footwork, maybe this will work. If I do the footwork by holding the camera, we'll see. The footwork, I don't know if this is even going to work, but as I'm walking, my left foot toes in, okay? My right foot, as I turn my weight, toes out. This would be the mud palm. And then my left foot comes over the top into my mud step here, toeing in again. So I've got my toed in step. And then hide the flower under the leaf happens here. So this is me turning, hiding the flower. Rise, drill, overturn, fall. I turn, and then now I would be on my left side. I open step, release that left foot, and then I'm able to start walking again around the circle the other direction. Okay? So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. We'll see. So biggest things to remember, biggest mistakes a lot of people make when they're doing this kind of stuff is, first of all, put that down. First of all, sorry about that. First of all, moving the arms too much rather than the torso. Okay? So make sure that your palm changes don't look like this and the torso's doing nothing. I want to make sure that this is simply a rotation of the radius and the ulna, and then you can see it come through my torso. Dantian turns, Tanjong follows, right? Rotation, Dantian turns, Tanjong follows. It's the same for all of this. This is all about connectivity in here, and at the same time, the ability for these to move one after another in a cascade. I had a question on one of my other videos about this exercise where the pelvis is frozen. And it's exactly like one of my students said, Jason, build bricks, not walls. Right? When you're building bricks, that means I'm looking for all the components. I have to have this free so I can create a cascade of motion from Dantian to Tanjong. But now in the palm changes, that's what we've got. So the hands don't make moves. Torso moves. That's number one. Number two, mistake most people make, in my opinion at least, is when they go in to hide the flower, they end up changing their weight to the other leg. So as you recall, on my right hand, I toe in, come across, toe out, mud palm, toe in on my left. My weight is on my right leg here. I'm supposed to stay on my right leg. I'm not supposed to transfer here to release my hip. This is the easy way out. This is a lot more difficult. I know you can't see my legs, but it's a lot more difficult to get that hip to release when your weight is still on it. Train in the way that's going to give you the most benefit. That's really important, okay? Really important. And then, of course, mirror image the entire process so that you end up having your first change to walk around the circle with. Having Gua, lots of power, not a super ton of big subtle movements. If you have the 8 Fujigongfa already, you'll notice that the first move is a part of dragon whipping its tail, or dragon whipping tea, sometimes it's called. So you've got dragon whipping tea, mud palms, and sparrowhawk flies and falls to create your first movement. Good. Hopefully that'll be something for you guys to work on. Have fun.